as 2 more minutes need to be put on the clock before the next Lord is up, and RSG is just gonna starve SUHAZ EVOS out of this game.
Generally, the issue with multi-tank lineups in the current meta is that if they're not able to end the game quick enough, the enemy team will usually scale far enough to do more DPS than them. However, RSG not about to let that happen. They're completely choking SUHAZ EVOS out from the beginning, not allowing them any room to scale at all. SUHAZ EVOS forced into the base. Zakus finds Eevee. The ultimate pop by Lolios. Mountain Shocker comes out. Eevee in trouble, gets a Tyrant's Rage against the wall into the Toenails. Welcome. No way he's surviving that. Yin Yang reaction does some damage, but that's a double kill for Kaiser. On the HY as well. Lapu not contributing anything to that fight. Lolios goes in. A missile arrow misses AJ, but Zakus finds Box. Unstoppable streak for Lexia. The ace now in trouble. AJ trying to defend, but they're just ending the game right there. And then RSG MY claims a very clean victory that no one could have expected against SUHAZ EVOS.
Clean games from RSG. This is what we want to see at the end of the day. SUHAZ EVOS need to go back to the drawing board because Zakus on that Kufra is so cracked.
Yeah, that was an insane game coming from RSG MY, and my goodness, seems like RSG MY, I believe this is their first time ever, based on this roster, their first time ever making it this close towards the grand finals here after so many seasons here. And I did not expect this at all because, seeing how Izanami and Lolius coming into the picture here, for them to take it all the way here, they're one more step away to making the grand finals. That is a pretty impressive feat here, considering that they are trying to prove themselves that they are the true rookies for the regular season.
I mean, they are making a very hard argument here, and there's no denying it that they are absolutely great. However, they are so prepared for SUHAZ EVOS. They were reading into the Lancelot. They were making sure that their marksman options were extremely limited. But more importantly, they took advantage of the fact of saying, hey, Matilda is the bait. We want you to pick up Matilda because we will be able to itemize against it towards the middle, the early and mid stages of the game, which is going to be more than enough to make sure that you're not going to make any plays whatsoever or push us out of the lane with the Wisps.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, this RSG MY, we knew that they were performing really well during the regular season, but after the 3-week break, it really feels like they've hit a completely different level of gameplay. There's been so much improvement from RSG MY, and they are actually now a real contender for the champion title here. 1 game left to go to qualify as one of the top 2 teams in the entire competition.
Yeah, I definitely agree as well. Izanami and also Lolios making so much space in this fight here. I like how Zakus was playing in that game as well here. RSG MY, they made something so simple, which is a pretty clear cut here, considering that Matilda, we've argued that Matilda is super strong, it's here. But that's the thing, right? Kufra is one of the strongest tank heroes to deal with mobility, which people kind of ignore for a good longer of a time here, since it kind of fell off a meta, because when it shifted to the side lanes fighter meta here, they don't exactly have high mobility. Harif is kind of like a so-so thing here. Back then, people picked the Kufra, but since Matilda came to the picture here, mobility became an issue. You know what? Let's slap the Kufra in.
And I think it's not only just that. It's more of just the way they itemize as well. Cursed Helm and also Immortality is the first 2 items after the Inspiration Mask being rushed by Zakus. I think it's absolutely genius. It's a way to clear the waves, be tanky enough, and still be able to kind of make the mistake of, we're going in for the hard engage, and even if I die, I just need to buy that extra 3 seconds so the rest of my team can come collapsing through.
And the problem with SUHAZ EVOS here is, once again, the fact that they've stuck with the same 5 players this entire time is truly a testament to their performance. However, it also means that they're very easy to predict, since all of their players don't have the largest hero pools as well. So teams are going to be able to adjust towards them. They've been able to overcome it thus far with good communication and teamwork, but RSG completely shutting them out here and showing how you're supposed to play a double tank lineup.
Yeah, I definitely like what is happening here, but at the same time as well, it seems like they just could not do anything with EV playing on a box here, because it seems like he was struggling to make some sort of plays here. Arguably, the regeneration is great, but they found a way to actually shut down Box. And despite that, having Box struggling in all these fights here is just insane considering how aggressive Zakos was in that fight. But however, let's take a look at the MVP here. It is going to be Lexia with a 505 here with a fantastic performance on the land start. Amazing assassination thus far. Definitely living up to his former glory. Now proving himself that he's the true carry.
Alexia has done phenomenally well this round, and especially when nothing is there to hinder him, he can really go and
thus far. Definitely living up to.
they're looking better, but more importantly, they're playing a lot smarter.
All things considered, I do feel like Lexia and Box do play similarly in the core position in that they like to start joining fights fairly early on. They like to play together with their team. Both SUHAZ EVOS and RSG MY tends to be able to coordinate and team fight very well. The problem here was the difference in lineups. SUHAZ EVOS just didn't have the damage needed to be able to deal with dual tanks coming from RSG MY. They knew that and they took advantage of it in the early game.
Well, that's not the only thing we're going to be taking advantage of here. It's time for a Make-A-Wish. With that being said, we're going to be calling over LaFell here. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Gideon. Terima kasih kerana mentanyakan. Tapi macam mana pun rasanya ramai orang tak sabar untuk tengok game kedua, Gideon. So how about we make this very, very quick. Are you ready, Gideon?
I'm already ready. Let's get it cranking.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's go! Alright, kita akan tengok siapa yang akan bertuah hari ini. Siapa yang akan dapat wish?
The lucky man is going to be Ma'afifi. I hope Muntun will make emotes for MPLMY. That's a pretty good one. I kind of like that.
That is very good. And benda tu, orang selalu minta, Gideon. And kita orang selalu cakap, kalau cukup orang follow kita punya Facebook page, follow kita punya Instagram page, baru kita bagi. Tapi benda ni pada I terlalu besar untuk kita buat keputusan. Betul tak, Gideon?
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. It's time that we call Muntun real quick. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, Muntun. So, dia minta emote. Emote ni macam susah kan nak buat. Macam mana kita nak buat? Okay. So,
We got it.
Muntun dia dah cakap. Di mana dia dah cakap, hampir saja kita hit kita punya milestone. So, emote untuk MPL Malaysia will be coming soon. Tapi sementara itu, Ma'afifi akan mendapatkan emote Geek Fam dan juga EVOS. So, korang semua dekat rumah kena ingat, almost soon, sikit lagi, Gideon, kita akan ada emote untuk MPL Malaysia.
Let's make it happen, man. We're so close, ever so close. You know what? I'm feeling a little bit generous. We've already got the emotes down. How about we do just one more?
Oh, nak lagi satu? Okay. So, whenever we're ready, 3, 2, 1.
Rank it. All right, the next upcoming lucky person who wants to make a wish is going to Jeffrey Asui. I wish that I could meet in person all MPL players and wanted to learn all their secrets in winning competitions such as MPL itself. Obtaining any skin legends and MLBB merchandise will be a plus. And finally, congratulations to #MLBB for organizing such events, because true heroes from zero are born from here. I love the wholesomeness of it.
I love the wholesomeness, but I'm not so sure what he's asking for.
I know. Generally, I guess he's asking, he wants a meet and greet and also a little bit of merchandise. I don't know. Let's try and set things up here.
Okay, so 014. Okay,
that's the right one.
Hello, Muntun. Yeah, I pun tak sure apa yang dia minta. Tapi apa yang you rasa nak bagi?
Yo,
what?
Yo, what?
Serious?
Okay.
Oh, Gideon, apa kata you bagi tahu apa yang Jeffrey dapat?
All right, Jeffrey, for your wholesomeness and your great contributions, we will be giving you a brand new gaming chair, my friend. Thank you so much. I love the wholesomeness that you're bringing here on the table. So Muntun has decided to reward you with an absolute gaming chair. I can't believe this.
What?
Gaming chairs are expensive, man.
Kan, nak dapat kursi punya lah susah. Ini I rasa Muntun macam, alamak, I pun tak tahu dia nak apa. Kita bagi gaming chair lah senang.
It's one way of looking at it, but anyways, you're an absolute winner, my friend.
Ya, macam mana pun sekalipun kita nak kena tengok game kedua kita sama ada RSG MY akan menang 2-0 ataupun SUHAZ EVOS akan menang dan push kita pada game ketiga. So, tak buang masa. Gideon, you go back to your stream. I akan pergi balik dengan Arta.
A new gaming chair. That's kind of nasty, though. That is crazy.
You mean this? You mean he's giving away this?
Potential? Yeah, that's my best bet.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, dude, it's expensive. I was not ready for a gaming chair from Moonton,
Dude,
man.
we've been giving a lot of skins here and there, bits and crumbs, but
You can't tell because of the mask, but my mouth has been open this whole time.
why don't you pull it out and show us?
No, don't.
Oh.
We've got strict SOPs to follow. But guys, if you want to be taking part in these events, and not to mention the man who won the gaming chair itself, and all the people we've made their dreams come true with the Make-A-Wish campaign, come and post it down in the Facebook page, the Facebook group, the Instagram page, and the TikTok page, so that everybody can enjoy the excitement. And if by any chance you want to tag any of the casters here, this is Icy Baby 12, this is Adrian Sadafa, SDAFHAA, and I'm at the Fatal Flyway, just in case you want to tag any one of us so that we can actually see what you guys are getting. And honestly, that would be so awesome.
Okay,
But
Gideon, hold on. 014. Munton.
I'm
can
sorry.
I have gaming chair?
that's not the right one, my friend.
Gaming chair, please. Hello, Munton, respond.
That's not the right one, my friend.
Why?
You don't have the right number. You gotta have that. You gotta have that swagger number.
Can I ask for a new PC?
Ooh, that's right.
Wait a minute. This is Mobile Legends, man. What you asking for, PC? Brand new phone, bro. Ask for a Blackshot phone.
dude.
Blackshot phone can stream.
Don't worry about
Play
it.
on an emulator.
That's actually a good point. But with that being said, we've got an upcoming game that we have to deal with, and that's going to be SUHAZ EVOS versus RSG. RSG currently 1 point up against SUHAZ EVOS, and as we can tell, the draft hasn't even started. I know for a fact SUHAZ EVOS, they're cracking their brains. They got to be thinking of ways to actually deal with this new, revamped, refreshed, remastered RSG.
It's very rare to see SUHAZ EVOS get dumpstered like this, honestly. Even if they lose, they can usually put up a really good fight against almost any opponent they play against. So the fact that RSG MY was able to close out that game so convincingly without any chance for SUHAZ EVOS to fight back, you're absolutely right. They're gonna be racking their brains for an idea to play around this, but what kind of adaptations can they make?
Oh, I think a couple of them that they can figure out is maybe sharing the stream, because again, we're trying to be able to hit our milestones. We're trying to get that next step in life, and you guys have been absolutely crushing it yesterday. Let's see if we can hit today's one as well, because that 8,000 share milestone mystery gift still up for grabs, but we first got to pass that 5,000 one. So keep hitting that share button.
Yeah, you know, I really want to know what's the mystery gift here. You know, with your help, we will be able to find out who it is. But as of now, instead of talking about the gifts here, remember to share it as much as you can, because we want to know who is going to be our first grand finalist here for MPL MY Season 7. However, in case you don't know what's up, right now, we are in the 515 campaign here. You're going to be walking away with a brand new Harif Fashion Expert skin for absolutely free. All you got to do is just log in, finish up the 511 party task here every single day, and when you collect enough headphones, all you gotta do is just spin draw 10 times and you get yourself that free Harif skate. Limited time only, better be quick right now.
Talk about flexing on your opponents. Look, coming in the Land of Dawn in style. What way to do it with Harith in a designer skin.
This is limited edition, you know. If you miss it, you're not gonna get it. So after some time, this is going to be a rare skin. Other people are not gonna have it, and then you can show it off. Hey, I was part of 515. I got this free skin, and well, sure looks pretty good.
Yep. But with this upcoming game, adaptations, as we were mentioning earlier, right? What can they do? And this might be counterintuitive for you, Terrence, because you're supporting RSG. But what are some of the clear weaknesses that we can, look and take advantage of if we were in EVOS's position?
Now, the only reason why they lost here is because of the initial drafts coming from EVOS, right? The initial draft, they were too focused on Lolios, which is hero pool, and RSG MY was responding with like, you know what? Instead of just, putting Lolios in a tough spot, you know, waiting for his hero to the later stage of the draft, instantly second picks it. Immediately, they could not set up for any other things here. They tried to set up eventually for Lixia, but that's the thing, right? RSG MY was expecting the Lancelot pickup from SUHAZ EVOS, but at the same time, they didn't actually go for it here after they drafted the Kufra. So I would say it's a 50-50 draft scenarios. It's more like SUHAZ EVOS kind of overthink themselves a little bit too much.
Okay, that's fair. What about you, Steffa?
An interpretation as well is the fact that SUHAZ EVOS is still very dependent on these comfort heroes for their players here. And RSG MY definitely has shown that they can play more different strategies. Especially this one proves to be incredibly oppressive. I think what SUHAZ EVOS needs to do is to allow Box the chance to scale because he is MVP of the season for a reason. RSG, their goal was to shut him down as much as possible. So in this case, maybe they can pick up heroes that can play a little more defensively in the early game. Maybe something like Red Esports style to ensure that Box can actually get that farm.
That's gonna be interesting. Okay, we've heard the theories and now it's time to see how it goes. SUHAZ EVOS still on the blue side with RSG on the red. This is going to be really important here because RSG were able to dominate this side of the drafting pool in the first game. So let's see how Padel is going to use that big brain of his to figure out the solution to this problem.
Here it comes, my friends. You know, here it comes. Instead, you know, of going halfway through in the first phase of draft, you know, they kind of, you know, ban off some of Lolios heroes and, you know, let a couple slide. This time, it feels like SUHAZ EVOS, they're getting ready to take out all of Lolios hero pools here. Oh, I'm expecting the Benedetta being banned. I'm expecting the Lunox being banned. Everything just to make sure that Lolios is going to be put in a very, very uncomfortable situation. RSG MY, they see this coming. They see this coming. They've got to discuss right now. Something is out. And you can see this face smile on Lolios' face. It feels like, okay, I didn't know I was going to get targeted this much.
I mean, it's going to be fine. Let's see how it pans out because RSG MY going to be following the exact same pattern. It's like, okay, you're getting rid of Alice, we're getting rid of Cho. No big deal.
I can certainly agree with banning out heroes such as the Harif, but going all out and trying to ban Lolios is... I don't agree with it because it's going to open up options such as the Jawhead as well as the Angela, the Eve as well, which they have banned out. So looks like they're not quite going full in on getting rid of the Lolios heroes. I think probably for the last one, they should think about getting rid of the Jawhead and then maybe they can go for it. No, wait, no, not the Jawhead. Get rid of the Angela or the Harif and pick up the Jawhead themselves since they are on the blue side.
That's fair.
The Benedetta is still also up for grabs as well on top of that. But I'm surprised that SUHAZ EVOS, you know, like initially they banned the Harif here afraid of him picking it up. It might be this game now where SUHAZ EVOS might actually try and challenge against a Harif, which is slightly easier to fight, but based on past history in the regular seasons here, there is a reason why people started banning Lolios Harif, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just Lolios. Izanami has had some pretty impressive performances on it as well. And I think at the end of the day, like RSG, the versatility is really showing and it is really coming together. They're looking so whole as a team. But let's see if SUHAZ EVOS can figure out the answers to the problems. Because again, Zakas has been one of the few additions to RSG MY who has absolutely helped turn this team around in a style that is very traditional to Season 6 and 5, where it's more aggressive, getting into your face, looking to set up the play.
Now, looks like Benedetta has been removed from the pool, Jawhead as well. So SUHAZ EVOS is going to be starting their draft with the Selena taking that away from Izanami and RSG MY. Another idea here is, since the Harif has gone through, if Lolios does pick it up, Phoveus is an option.
Yeah, true. It is true. The Phoveus is an option. However, they have the option here to actually go pick the Popo and Koopa and deal with the Selena here. It's a great counter engagement, but it seems like they will immediately pick the Lunox and the Matilda. Wow. Bold statement coming from RSG MY, but pretty straightforward coming from them.
Okay, I think that's all right because Matilda dedicated support, that's fine. Lunox as a second pick, it's always going to be flexed if it's second pick on red side. You can throw him into the mid lane, you can throw him up inside one of the side lanes. It's totally okay. But the question is whether or not they're trying to set up for Kufra, or are they just going to hold up on it? Because Kufra was one of the bigger issues that SUHAZ EVOS had to deal with in the form of Zakas, unless they're going to skew their composition away to make this Kufra not as effective, or maybe even pick it up for themselves. Hylos.
Well, Hylos is a good hero to deal with Kufra, but it seems like SUHAZ EVOS, they will pick the Ling and also the Paquito. Okay. You know, 49% win rate for Paquito throughout regular season picked.
Can't remember. It could be 40.
It was below 50, right?
It was
I know it's below
around there.
50.
It was
Yeah.
like 48 or something. But Paquito has been adjusted recently, so the hero is definitely not quite as good as he was before. Still solid, but no longer the one-shot double knockout strike sort of gameplay that we had grown to expect to see. And by revealing the Ling here, I feel like picking up Kufra here would actually be really good to deal with the Ling as well as the Paquito here.
I would totally agree.
Force the Kufra right here, right now.
There's so much value. There's just way too much value. But instead, they're going to go for the barrage just to make sure that the side lanes don't get bullied out. So I think that's fine. You want to brick wall a lane. That's okay with me. The Daytona's Welcome is very useful, especially if the Blade of Tempest is down on blocks. So at least there's a deterrent.
I don't know. I feel like the Kufra would have been better, but at the same time, you know, they want to keep the options open a little bit more. They want to open up a little bit more slots and hero pools for Lexia potentially, but seems like having the Ling taken out, Angela is out as well. So what really works well with Ling's composition? So if even I'm confused right now, and RSG MY, they're taking a little bit longer time than usual to ban here.
This is
tough.
This is weird to me because revealing the Ling like this is risky when they know that RSG MY can play the Kufra very well. But we did see in the previous match that Maul on Red Esports was able to play a Ling into a Kufra, so there's still there's possibilities here. It's difficult, but it's still very, very possible. Now, with the second phase of bans coming out, Popol and Koopa, something that we had pointed out, going to get removed from the pool here, so RSG is a little concerned about the potential of having two different traps littered across the map. SUHAZ EVOS. What are they going to get rid of here?
They might consider banning of Kaja as well as a safety measure, but wow, okay. The Lancelot is going to be the ones to get taken out. Respect heading towards Lexia, forcing Lexia to play a traditional role here. So he's not going to be as nimble as he is, but there are a lot of heroes that he can play here. Claude is something that he's really good at, but to match up against a Ling here, not that too well. Maybe forcing another assassin instead, you know, in the jungles instead of the traditional marksman, just because of this situation they're at.
This is curious. I think the way that SUHAZ EVOS is planning to go with this is they're picking up the Ling because they know it'll generally perform well against default marksmen due to lack of mobility, and they're more squishy, and then get rid of the Lancelot to just limit Lexia's options to traditional marksman pickups. I think that could be the plan here. It's risky, but it could work. And since Loliel's hero hasn't quite been locked in yet, he could play the Lunox, but we're not certain. Harif going to get banned out. RSG as well, being wary of the Diggy, gonna ban that out as their final ban for this drafting phase.
I'm not sure if this is the actual discussion. You can see immediately after the Harry ban here, Izanami was pointing at Lolios. Most probably they are going to send Lolios to play the Lunox instead. So currently they have to figure out what Izanami is going to play and also Lexia to play right now.
Diggy is going to be the final ban for RSG MY. So my guess is that RSG is trying to figure out, do we get a good matchup or do we just lock in a really difficult tank? But instead, they're going to go for a mage instead, making sure that Lolias is going to be on that Lunox. He has performed well, and Izanami absolutely crushes with the Yin Yang overturn. SUHAZ EVOS replies with their own artillery fire themselves with the Farsa, and now for their final pick, they know for a fact that RSG has banned out specifically the Diggy. So now, using the Grok to be able to open up the map, he can take a couple of wish shots. He doesn't care, but there's no way that RSG can lock him down.
Oh, seems like RSG MY, they're being forced to play potentially the Yishun Sin here. With SUHAZ, he was picking up the Farsa. They want to make sure that Lexia plays it, and it's okay to kind of counter Farsa. Every time he drops a Feather Airstrike, the Mountain Shocker is going to be able to be there to do a lot of damage. But is this a good matchup for a Ling versus Yishun Sin? But if you think about it here, SUHAZ EVOS, they don't exactly have a lot of synergy to make sure that this Ling is always going to be alive.
Well, Box is pretty good at the links, so if he's able to jump in and out of the fight effectively, that's not really necessary. In terms of marksman...
What? Looks like I called it. Assassin!
I was wondering if we might see a Hellcurt here, and this is not a bad idea at all. Hellcurt, we don't see the hero much anymore, but it's very good at bursting people down. It's very good against heroes that depend heavily on CC due to his passive silencing them. But Hellcurt is also very, very squishy and tends to require his ultimate to really be able to fight effectively. So this is a risk for RSG here, but if they pull this off, then they will be moving on to the grand finals. SUHAZ EVOS, they want to avoid that at all costs.
I like this Hellcurt a lot. You know, we were asking which marksman is great here. You know, is he going to have the option to go for assassin? Hellcurt is an extremely easy jungle hero to play. Very efficient, it's on par with Yishun Sin. I'm looking forward to see how it goes here. And ladies and gentlemen here, we're going to be jumping straight into game 2 here between RSG MY going up against SUHAZ EVOS here. Will RSG MY takes the 2-0 and be our first grand finalist here in MPL MY Season 7? Or are we going to even things out with SUHAZ EVOS taking game number 2, making it a game 3?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure about this one. It's pretty 50-50. The real question is, how is the team going to work together when Lexia uses the ult? Is it going to be called upon? Is it going to be used as a resource? Is Lexia going to be selfish about it? That is going to be the most important thing, because again, with the ultimate, HY will not have vision when he does use the feathered airstrike, and the same can be said for Box.
That is very true. Zaka is getting quite low here. Gonna have to use the flicker to get away. Izanami in a little bit of trouble, but he should be able to safely retreat to the safety of his tower. Up in the top lane as well, HY taking quite a bit of damage, and also HY gonna be playing on the far side here. This is quite a far cry from the usual fighter heroes that we would see out of him.
Yeah, Lexia and Box currently matching each other in terms of rotations as well here. So Box, he is going to be finishing up his orange buff. Likewise, coming from Lexia, this is where it's going to be go time coming from both these teams here. Meanwhile, HY is getting a little bit bullied out of the lane here from Lolios. He is going to be taking a little bit more HP, but it looks like he's not going to reset anytime soon. Meanwhile, in the middle stage here, mid lane, we are going to be seeing a little bit of contest here coming from RSG MY.
Yeah, but they're playing the lane perfectly. They both know that they can't walk up too far, so they're playing on opposite edges to ensure that they can stay at max distance, and if they get a good in trade and lose vision of them, they've basically won the lane. Now, that just means that HY is going to recall after that wave, but RSG continues to press the advantage down on bot side.
You know, something to note here is that Lexia is going to be very difficult for a hero such as Eevee to kill, because when Makita uses the knockout strike, all of a sudden he's not able to use any of his other abilities, and this goes the same for any other heroes on SUHAZ EVOS that depends on that early CC in order to be able to take him down. Now, Lexia working on Turtle, uses Dark Knight Falls just to allow them to take it safely. SUHAZ EVOS is not going to be able to have the vision to contest that, and I'm very interested to see moving forward in this game how much of an impact Dark Knight Falls is going to have, because SUHAZ EVOS really likes to play together as a team. Yin Yang Overturn lands on both AJ as well as the Ace. Flicker has to be used to allow AJ to escape. Looks like Box coming in, going on Zakas, gets the dash, Soaring Eagle onto the Ace, but the Tempest of Blades secures the first blood. Yin Yang Overturn not able, Flame Shot! Woo! Nearly secures the Ace, but luckily he is playing a Grok, so he will survive that, no problem.
Yo, that was a very, very close call there here. Zakas, he was almost so close to his level 4 there. If he got that level 4 earlier here with the Soaring Eagle, he could have just taken out the back lines, but unfortunately to say, not the case here. The moment he got it here, his position was already out of it, and that's going to be his downfall. Meanwhile, SUHAZ EVOS, they're getting a little bit of advantage here, but can they transition here? Because RSG MY, if you take a look at the economy here, despite taking that one kill, they are still winning in terms of rotation there.
With that being said, first blood bounty has been achieved by Box from SUHAZ EVOS, so please go. If you're spending at least 50 ringgit via McDelivery, make sure you type in the code MPL Nuggets to get yourself something a little special. But here comes a potential dive on towards this bottom side.
Eevee, I think he notices something is up here, but SUHAZ EVOS is going to be able to start working on this tower. Feathered airstrike being used to zone him out. Dark Knight Falls onto Eevee here. Knocked quite. He almost got out with the flicker, but the flame shot from Izanami snipes the kill. The Paquito goes down.
Yeah, that's going to be a very nice flank as well here. RSG MY just taking advantage of the fact that SUHAZ EVOS will be blind with the Dark Knight's fall, and knowing that SUHAZ EVOS, they are a team that plays around information, but as soon as that was out of the fact here, they make a dive onto those Loleos. Loleos being taken out means that RSG MY is in position to take the turtle here, and the Ace is going to be looking to contest it as well. Box looking for the snipe. Nope, he does not get it. Lexia will secure it, but the Ace on the other hand here, a little bit too low here, almost too close to be called comfort. But RSG MY says, we've got bigger pictures here. We don't want to look for kills. We want objectives. We want position. And seems to me, they are going to be focused on HY, who manages to kind of chip away at a top tier 1.
Top tier 1 will indeed fall, but so far RSG MY has been playing very effectively around the half of the map with the objective. Already secured the first 2 turtles. SUHAZ EVOS, they managed to get a tower in exchange by playing on the opposite side, but they cannot allow RSG to get a net worth advantage on them. So far, they are Lexia, that's a cheeky retribution right there. Steals the Little Wanderer away from Box.
Lucky indeed. I'm trying to see where exactly they want to kind of open up the map at this point of time here. As Barat down on bottom side. Arrow hits, but I don't think there's going to be a commitment here. But Izanami gets on top of the Ace. He is Grok. He should be okay. And he is going to use the Wild Charge to get on out of there. But the Darkening Chaos Assault with the help of even a Flame Shot to maintain that pressure.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Vader airstrike comes in. The flicker, HY. Oh my god.
Smart.
He dodged his way through. Zakas was in his face, and that's going to be them out of position. RSG MY, they lose Loleos here, and SUHAZ EVOS, they want to look to go in for the pressure here. Here comes Box with the Tempest play. Lexia will get caught off, and just like that, RSG MY, they lost the fight. Zakas is going to be next. Box looking to get another one, and Kaiser left to defend against zone. He goes for the flicker. He's stuck in the tier 1. Izanami behind, trying to solve Box in his track here. But RSG MY, do they have what it takes? But a better airstrike is going to be enough to chunk him down low for the taking here, as Eve will get the kill. The perfect clutch coming from HY early on.
Beautiful 0-for-3 trade in favor of SUHAZ EVOS there. Unfortunately, Lexia not able to do anything before he got absolutely bursted down by SUHAZ EVOS. This is the problem with Hellkurt. He's able to really effectively one-shot squishy heroes, but he himself is a squishy hero that depends heavily on his passive to survive, and if the enemy heroes don't need to CC him and can just burst him down full of damage, he will usually get taken out very, very quickly.
I mean, we say that because it's very easy for him to get on top of targets like HY, but you have to commend HY just having the game sense to, you know, flicker over the wall to try and go for the big outplay, and they finally catch him out in the end. Let's see how many times he's going to get away with it before Lexia starts to adapt.
Yeah, there's going to be a tough one here, considering that the RSG MY should not have lost any of these fights taking about this information. Now, they're going to try and make more plays to happen here. Eve going to be sidestepping his way through, but here comes the rest of SUHAZ EVOS to try and slow them down in the track. They have to make a retreat here, and the gliding will save the game, but the wall charge to finish him off. To set up with HY's better airstrike, and they're looking for more. AJ is going to be there. He gets the arrow in. They take 2. Lexia is going to be next. Is he going to survive? But the wall charge is there. But the snap from HY will be enough to take all 3 of them.
SUHAZ EVOS making their presence known on the map right now, and they are taking objectives away. RSG MY not able to respond. At first, that looked like a really good fight for them. However, good rotation from SUHAZ EVOS, able to turn that fight completely around. Wall charge, secure the kill under the feathered airstrike, and then an abyssal arrow landing on the back lines here. Now RSG MY are the ones finding themselves in a difficult situation. In contrast to game 1, hold on, Izanami finds AJ. Oh, it looked like he was gonna survive the flame shot, but he didn't. The Ace looks like he's trying to catch him with the Detona's welcome, but Wild Charge allows him to get out of there. Feathered airstrike will zone RSG away from this fight.
It's not looking good for now, but hey, 9-3. The score is 3K ahead for SUHAZ EVOS 8 minutes into the game. RSG looking to play catch up for now. If we look at the goal between Hellkurt and Box, you can definitely see the disparity is 2K behind, 1.6 to be exact.
Yeah, that's going to be a really, really tough one here, considering that, you know, Lexia was dominating in the early stage of the game here. gaining a lot of morale. Sorry, the momentum, I apologize. But SUHAZ EVOS, on the other hand, they are gonna, take advantage of the fact that they have the wall here to kind of block up any kind of denials and gonna be securing the turtle for themselves. So it's gonna be a risky play, but RSG MY seems like they've lost a lot of lane control here with this plays coming from SUHAZ EVOS.
Yep, RSG MY's objective control in the early game has effectively been nullified now, with SUHAZ EVOS looking to be very comfortably ahead in terms of network. EV finds a push full of RSG, but hit try is immediately executed by a combined attack from Izanami and ZAHKAS. However, Izanami caught by the wild charge. Will he get away? Guiding wins. It looks like it almost got him out, but Box coming in from behind gets the double kill onto ZAHKAS as well, and Lexia is just collateral damage. 3 members down in exchange for 1 on SUHAZ EVOS.
Oh, so worth it. So worth it. 4K ahead now. Turtle coming back up in 80 seconds. And this is going to be quite the game, because if RSG manages to hold on just even a little bit longer for the next 5 minutes, they will be able to scale and start hitting back hard.
Yeah, and as of now, RSG MY, it seems like they can't exactly scale all that too well, because SUHAZ EVOS, they just have the stronger damage dealer. They need Lolios to do a little bit much more, but at the same time, every single time they do that, HY is just one step ahead of RSG MY. And for him to be able to just shut them all out, they have problems, they have issues right now. And every time they overcommit, Box is going to be lying in wait to sweep up and clean house.
RSG MY, they see EV here. He's in trouble. Box coming in to help him out. Dark Knight's Falls has been popped. They get the kill onto EV, but Box wants Lexia. Never mind. Turns around. Goes on ZAHKAS. Will be able to get the unstoppable streak. Kaiser, oh no, gets caught there. Lexia actually manages to get the kill onto EV, onto AJ there. So that's going to be a 1-for-2 trade. Not exactly what SUHAZ EVOS is looking for.
Very nicely done there coming from RSG MY. Like, Kaiser was able to just, hide one of the members coming from SUHAZ EVOS. In the midst of the Dark Knight's Fall, they just could not see anything at all.
Yeah, and I think it's about that utility, right? It's all about how they utilize that Dark Knight Falls to get maximum effort. Ooh, Box nearly walking into his doom there, but he will start being a little annoying. He says, hey, Lexia, how you doing? Going back to base there? All right, cool.
I don't think he can see him, though.
Yeah, I don't think he can see him. Otherwise, he would have totally jumped on top of that. There was no way Lexia was winning against him in that situation.
I'm guessing he had an idea, right? He had to have seen him walk into it at the very least. But, looking over Lord right now, that's where SUHAZ EVOS' priorities are going to be. Maintaining mid, they've got Paquito pushing up top, they've got the rest of their members to clear out bot side jungle, but RSG seems to be sitting on top side and looking for that punish on Paquito. Kaiser getting a good Daytona's welcome, setting up for an easy kill for RSG.
Yeah, smart plays coming from RSG MY, considering that they know they cannot take a full 5-man fight. Why not just go for pickoffs? In this case, ZAHKAS is going to be traded off here. Here comes the Soaring Eagle, but can he survive? No, he cannot. Wall charge is there. He eventually goes down. Lexia thinks about going for the fight, but at the same time, they've lost too much. And guess what? Izanami is not even in the vicinity here, as they need more objectives. So Izanami will take the tier 1 up top instead.
Monster kill for Box here, already 6-0 on this Ling, in stark contrast to his performance in Game 1. As long as Box isn't being bogged down by the enemy team, this man can perform. SUHAZ EVOS is currently 3K ahead in terms of net worth. It's a notable amount, but not a gap that cannot be made up by RSG MY, but they need to start being careful here. Feathered airstrike getting popped for just a moment there. Izanami gets caught by the Abyssal Arrow yet again. Looks like AJ doing very well with this Selena pickup here as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a really situational game coming from RSG MY. They need the win card. They need to get multiple silences out from Lexia to be able to finish off the members coming from SUHAZ EVOS. And if they drag this long enough, they are going to be able to challenge against the mights of SUHAZ EVOS. But it all comes down to this next Lord fight. One small mistake will cost them the game. And in this case here, taking it slow here, RSG MY, first one getting dive here is going to ZAHKAS here. Box is going to be the first one to take charge, but where's the support? Here comes Soaring Eagle, trying to get the stun, but it is the perfect trap. The wall charge saves the day, and the feather strike on top of that, but they eventually take down Box, but they've lost too much. RSG MY, they have to back up. Lexia almost dying to there here, but it seems to me he will eventually fall as SUHAZ EVOS takes 4-2.
I don't think they're gonna be able to contest this Lord here. It's Luminous that does way too much damage. Luckily, RSG were able to take out Box from that fight. Otherwise, SUHAZ EVOS would have been able to secure this objective very, very easily. But 2 for 4 is definitely a very worthy trade in their eyes here. Still gonna attempt it. It's gonna take a while before RSG is able to come and contest this, but it's gonna take them a while to take it as well. So I think most likely they're gonna disengage from this. It's not safe enough to try and contest this right now.
Yeah, it's really that push and pull, that back and forth. But RSG, if you've noticed the goal differential, it's changed again. Daytona's welcome right back on towards HY, and that's a huge pickoff. And that's going to be double Holy Crystals for both Izanami and Lolios. They finally hit their power spike. It is going to be tough. Eevee, you can see how much damage he's deciding to take. Heavy left hand gives him a little bit of damage reduction, but Ace and Box are nearby to push them away.
Yeah, the double Holy Crystal pickup on RSG means that Lolios and Izanami are gonna start hurting a lot. And this is the power spike that they want to wait for here. SUHAZ EVOS has had the advantage the whole time because Lexia wasn't quite able to come online. But now, with 2 extra sources of heavy DPS, they're going to be able to contest these team fights a lot more effectively, especially since the net worth is now only 1k apart.
Yep, Kaiser is doing a fantastic job right now here. He's going to be zoning out the members of SUHAZ EVOS here. It looks like they are trying to bait out the Lord fight once again. The Ace has no choice but to check, but guess what? Eevee will be the first one to fall in the bait here, but Soaring Eagle has been used, but seems like RSG MY, that is not the right target. They will back off because Box is actually going to be the one focused here from Lolios. He drops him down pretty low, and Box might actually fall here because as of now, he's out of the fight. RSG MY, they're looking to party, and Lexia, he finds AJ. The silent doesn't connect. That's going to be the flicker used as well. Box, is he gonna be fine? One more second. Oh, they don't see him in the brush. That's gonna be Lolios. Not gonna be able to find him here. Meanwhile, SUHAZ EVOS, they are gonna back off. They need to go in for a reset, and the Lord is not gonna be contested very, very well. But seems to me they want to go on Lolios. He's gonna get dived out. Does he have the brilliance? Yes, he is. He's gonna be A-okay. Zaka's going with the guiding wind as well. He's gonna disengage. Izanami on the other end might get caught out. He's out in the open. He's all by himself, and he will be the sacrificial lamb from RSG MY.
And the sacrificial lambs will be eaten and taken this time as HY now full build purchasing the Winter Truncheon if things go wrong. They should start the Lord right now as RSG do not have full capacity, and more important, they lost out all their AoE and Izanami.
Zakas and Kaiser coming in to contest this. Kaiser, he wants to get Box with the Daytona's welcome. Will he find it? No, he will not. Zakas gets the Soaring Eagle on top of Box. He's dropping really low, gets to get out of here before it's too late. They're chasing him down. Tempest of Blades comes out. He will be able to get on top of the wall. DA's now the one in trouble. Never mind. Why would you jump back in like that? Box gets taken out. Lolios gets caught with a knockout punch, but it's not going to be too much of a problem. Eevee dropping very low there, but he has immortality. He'll be absolutely fine. The Ace trying to zone out RSG, but now they're the ones in prime position to take down this Lord. Lexia sees the Ace. Deadly Stinger is going to miss completely. Abyssal Arrow not quite there. Soaring Eagle and Zakas tries to go on to Eevee, but both teams are going to keep a wide berth from one another right now.
20 seconds left on the clock for Box to come up on line here. SUHAZ EVOS doing a fantastic job of just stalling RSG MY from taking the true objective. Finally, they realize that, hey, we need to take this Lord. Box is going to be up in 5 seconds here. RSG MY, they're dropping down half HP. SUHAZ EVOS, they need to make a play here. It's down towards the last bar. The last storm comes in. Who's going to get it here? It is going to be RSG MY. Box not going to be able to commit to this fight. The Ace needs to make a run for it here. Soaring Eagle is there, but he's super tanky up on this ground. And RSG MY, they are not going to get a little bit more for it, but they will be satisfied with that Lord take instead.
Lord take is going to be great now that is pushing in from RSG side. They're looking to close out this game at 17 minutes and 57 seconds on the clock. Kaiser already preemptively running into enemy territory.
RSG MY now the ones ahead in terms of network. Box, he sees Lexia, but this could be a bit dangerous. Tempest of Blades lands on him once again, but gets caught with a Soaring Eagle. That is the opening they're looking for. Box is down for 50 seconds with the Luminous Lord pushing down top lane. Feathered Airstrike defended as well. This is an opening that RSG is hoping for here. Guardian's Bulwark blocking the enemy from reaching, but the Lord just runs straight through. Yin Yang Overturn, not quite finding HY. He gets away with wings like wings. The Ace trying to go in. The Lord not getting stopped by the mid inhibitor, but he won't be able to hit the turret. The Ace, however, gonna fall. They will lose. They try as well. They're ending it right there. And then RSG MY secures a 2-0 victory. They are the first team to qualify for the grand finals as well as for MSC. Ladies and gentlemen, RSG MY is one of your top 2 teams for MPL MY Season 7.
Let's go! We've already got our first win, and RSG dominates in their own fashion each and every time, knocking SUHAZ EVOS down a notch into the lower brackets. Let's hope for the best for them there, but now we celebrate our victories as RSG continues to dominate. They have momentum behind them.
Yep, with RSG MY being the first MALMY Season 7. RSG MY are your first grand final this year. It's been a long time we've seen this here. It's been a long journey for Lexia as well. As the community knows, one of the strongest core players here after so many attempts, multiple times here, he's finally made it.
Yeah, I mean, this must be big for their careers, just in general. I mean, they've tried so hard so many different times and so many different teams, and finally they found a home in RSG, and that brought them here to the grand finals. And that was absolutely phenomenal gameplay overall, but it doesn't end here just yet. EVOS, they're going to get knocked down a notch. However, they are going to go up against even more devastating competitors.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see that, but honestly, who could have seen this coming? 4 upper bracket teams: Todak, SUHAZ EVOS, RSG MY, Orange Esports. Out of those 4, I think there's a very small percentage of people who would have thought that RSG was the ones to get the pathway through the upper bracket to the grand finals here, but they've proved everyone else wrong. They've proved 2 of us wrong here. Guess one of us was the correct one there, and congratulations to RSG MY.
It works out, 22%. They were right.
Yep, for a second I'm gonna say congratulations to me, but you guys don't believe in RSG, huh?
Well, it worked out. I mean, honestly, SUHAZ EVOS has had a more consistent appearance, but RSG this time, their new and reformed look, they've got that momentum behind them, and they're looking finer and finer each and every time. It's some really great solutions to interesting problems.
No, that's the thing, right? When it comes down to plays here, you know, RGMI is one of the teams that had one of the significant improvements throughout the entire regular season here. And coming in the later stage game here, when Izanami stepped in, everything changed. You know, it was kind of a very similar scenario how Nova stepped in for SMG, but Izanami and also Lolios here, they were just taking back the whole RGMY up a notch and just completely taking the entire competition by storm. Look at all the replays here coming from displays. RGMI, they're going for unorthodox picks. You know, no marksman strategy works for them, and 2 games in a row, they're just performing at the highest level. And on top of the addition from Zakas, I feel like this is the strongest RSG MY ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no argument about that. They've made it this far. And I mean, so far, this is the Malaysian version of RSG. The previous Singaporean versions, like, I would very much like to see how this is going to go down in MSC if they ever go mano y mano against each other. That'll be very ironic, but also very funny. But looking at the post-net game analysis here, we can already see this is coming in from game number 1, and you can already see a number of issues when it came to the draft. SUHAZ EVOS, the way that they were looking to try and defend this already, Loliels as well as Zakas going in together. Loliels is stuck close with Zakas. He's going to protect them from a large majority of damage.
Honestly, based on the gameplay that we've seen from these games here, RSG MY has gone through such a notable evolution here, because normally when you draft against an enemy team, you want to pick out like one player that serves as a backbone, try to limit the number of heroes that they play. Or Lexia trying to ban out those assassin carries or Loliel's comfort picks, but all of a sudden it feels like the rest of the team, there's so much to have to respect. You have to pay attention to Jawhead or Kufa from Zakas, all of Lolil's picks, this Barat's pick from Kaiser working out really well for them as well. It's just RSG has really come online in a big way for these playoffs.
Now, let's look at game number 2, right? They're coming on in towards playoff side, but there's still, there are still some interesting aspects. When they came into game 2 with Hellcrit as an interesting solution, you can see here that both Zakas and Lexia, specifically Zakas, this Matilda pick overall is such a big enabler. And SUHAZ EVOS, they had a relatively easy solution to this by running it down and making sure that they had Selena as well as Grok on their side to ensure that Zakas wasn't going to be as effective. Lexia, however, his main job was to make sure that HY doesn't take control over this game.
Yeah, I definitely agree here. For him to make sure that HY can't see anything in most of this situation with the Dark Knight's Fall, as well as getting silence here, was annoying. And SUHAZ EVOS, it feels like they coped with it really, really well. And a lot of these times here, even in these fights here, SUHAZ EVOS, they were still winning to a certain degree here. And it all came down to a couple of interesting moments where RSG MY was able to pick off Box, who I would say is a questionable play, which considering that he is out all alone by himself here, despite RSG MY already taking lore, with him dying here rather early here, pretty much seals the nail to their coffins of their downfall for SUHAZ EVOS. However, despite losing 2-0 against RSG MY, it means that they will fall down towards low brackets. It's not over yet for them.
It isn't over at all. And you can see how close this game actually was, because in terms of like purple buffs and orange buffs, RSG MY were able to get more orange buffs, but SUHAZ EVOS got more purple buffs. And when we look at the damage, it's very, very close by literally just 2k off of each other.
Yeah, it really did come down to the wire here, but RSG MY, who would have really expected this team to be the one to take down the #1 places in both Team A and Team B? Now both Todak as well as SUHAZ EVOS want to claw up to the grand finals to get their revenge, but only one of them will be able to do it. But looking at these games here, in terms of item builds, nothing in particular seems to be too strange. Seems pretty general from both sides. And in game 2, SUHAZ EVOS, they had a chance here. They were actually punishing Lexia really hard with this Hellcrit pick. At the end of the game, it ended up with Lexia being more of a utility hero than anything, and the DPS was coming out of Izanami as well as Lolil's.
Yeah, there were just multiple moments where Izanami was just making sure that everyone from SUHAZ EVOS is just taking consistent damage. But there's one thing I want to talk about here is that, Zakas, he may not have been the most flashiest game in that particular round. There was a lot of times there's questionable plays coming from him, but the saving grace of this entire game, in my personal opinion here, would have been Kaiser, because he on the Barat has set up multiple kills for the rest of the teams, like a pick-off here, taking advantage of the Darkness Fall, chewing out one player of the enemy team and just completely shredding them to pieces while in the dark. It's just, when the night comes down, drag him to the back alley, just completely shred him to pieces.
Agreed. But having a look at these post-game stats here, in terms of the damage done, most of the damage coming from SUHAZ EVOS was from HY, whereas on RSG, it's actually really, really balanced out. Most of them did do quite a lot. And when you look at the honorable mentions here, right, you have the Ace as the Forgotten One, as the Sandbag, you have HY as the carry, you have Vox as the Rich Guy, all of them from SUHAZ EVOS.
I mean, the stats are all in SUHAZ EVOS' favor. I just guess the timing of that particular fight, and after losing Lord, like, RSG really turned that around, and they did a very good job at that. Like, this goes against so many things, but hey, at the end of the day, RSG is moving on and SUHAZ EVOS is dropping, and our MVP, presented by Mick Delivery, coming to you at your doorstep. It's gonna be Lexia from RSG MY on his Hellcurt, the first one we've seen this playoffs. 5-4 and 7 match KDA with a 4.9 average KDA. This man is making moves.
Very nice stuff here. He's finally proved all the haters here. He's made it to the grand finals. Can they take it all the way? This is go time for RSG MY. It's been a while since we've seen Lexia. I want to bring this up time and time again, just because of how the community thinks that, hey, Lexia, one of the strongest core players in the game, but guess what? He's strong, but he has never made it to MPL really, really well. He's not performed really well. He's not made the grand finals. Guess what? he's done it. He's now in the grand finals.
And now we have to watch their stories from here on out very closely and under a magnifying glass, because these are going to be our representatives moving over into MSC as well. So it's a long, tough journey, but again, we're talking about representatives here for an international level, and I hope they are going to be ready for that and to make us proud.
I can only imagine how exciting it must be for the rookies on RSG as
I
well.
know.
Right?
Yeah.
Izanami,
I know.
their first time in MPL, and now they're in the grand finals. It's so exciting to see, and I'm sure they'll be excited to share it with us as well as we move on to the interview with the winners, RSG MY. Take it away.
Terima kasih kepada Aiman Lafel Arta dan juga English caster kita untuk analisis sebentar saja tadi. Dan hai, saya Fira Fendi. Kita baru saja menyaksikan perlawanan ketiga hari ini, iaitu di antara RSG Malaysia menentang SUHAZ EVOS 2-0. Tapi apa kata sebelum tu kita interview dulu bersama salah seorang player daripada RSG. Dan sekarang kita ada, hai, Assalamualaikum Lezia. Hello.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, so Lezia, kita nak tanyalah. Okay, apa perasaan you guys setelah berjaya mengalahkan SUHAZ EVOS sekali lagi?
Perasaan saya sangat happy. Alhamdulillah. Terima kasih tim saya dan semuanya lah yang support RSG MY. Sangat happy lah.
Dan ini bermakna RSG Malaysia telah pun confirm untuk pergi terus ke Grand Final untuk MPL Malaysia musim ke-7 dan juga mewakili Malaysia untuk pergi ke MSC. Jadi boleh tahu tak apa persediaan tambahan yang RSG Malaysia buat?
Persediaan tambahan saya sebab persediaan kena lebih double lah, lebih training lebih double daripada tim-tim yang lain di luar sana. Especially saya streamer kan, so kena stream lebih double lah daripada tim-tim yang bukan streamer.
Jadi macam you cakap tadi, you adalah seorang streamer dan juga pro player juga. Jadi macam mana bila ada tournament, dua tournament yang tengah besar macam ni, you bahagikan masa sebagai streamer dan juga pro player?
Saya kena kurangkan lah stream untuk fokus apa yang saya ni dululah. Dia kena pilih salah satu lah dulu. So
Okey, apa-apa pun terima kasih kepada Lezia dan tahniah lagi sekali kepada RSG Malaysia. Tapi sebelum tu Lezia, last, you ada tak apa-apa pesanan yang you nak berikan kepada penyokong-penyokong dan juga peminat RSG?
Terima kasih yang dah support RSG daripada dulu sampai sekarang. Ya, sentiasalah support kita orang. Blue is love. Tiba.
Tapi apapun, terima kasih Lezia untuk interview kali ini dan tahniah lagi sekali kepada RSG Malaysia. Okey, itu adalah pengakhiran untuk interview kita kali ini. Tapi kita masih lagi berbaki satu lagi perlawanan, iaitu perlawanan terakhir untuk hari kedua playoff hari ini, iaitu di antara Red Esports menentang Toda MLBB. Tapi apa kata sebelum tu, anda semua scan dulu keempat-empat QR code yang anda lihat sekarang. Kita ada Facebook, kita ada Instagram, kita ada TikTok dan juga kita ada grup, kerana MPL Malaysia musim ke-7 kali ini kita bukan saja bersiaran langsung di Facebook, tapi kita juga bersiaran langsung di TikTok. Disebabkan kita dah ada 3 perlawanan dan hanya berbaki satu lagi perlawanan, apa kata kita berehat sebentar dan kita akan kembali selepas ini untuk menyaksikan perlawanan di antara Red Esports menentang Toda. Jadi kita berjumpa selepas ini.
Pelik itu, adakah kamu bersedia untuk memilikinya? Atau nak buktikan I'm the best player?
It's not that easy.
Semua orang juga target nak menjadi champion.
Bekas juara yang mahu juara lagi, veteran yang masih berusaha, generasi baru, challenges yang ganas.
Juara bertahan ataupun best in Malaysia. Jika you really nak menjadi champion, adakah berani untuk berusaha keras? Tidak berputus asa.
To make a difference. Percaya pada teammate.
Percaya diri sendiri.
Berani menjerit. Kuatkan mental.
Berani mendapat kill.
Bersinar.
Bangkit semula.
Buat yang terbaik.
Untuk fans.
Untuk teammate. Untuk impian.
Dare to rise up.
You
now rocking with the legendary stunt. And it ain't over until we say it's done. You know what it is. Let's go, baby.
You know I came up from nothing. It's the sun out, you know I ain't stressing. I know you already know what it takes, so follow my lead, let's go. We can roll with the punches. Legends, we fight to the dawn. Heroes all along, don't have to do it alone. Nah. 5-1-5 party victory lap. Find our enemies, maniac, yeah. We're looking out for the world. Everyone, you know they heard stop. You're with the team, don't stop. Fiery heart of a dragon, attack is unlocking. If we stick together, we'll end up on top.
Every challenge, the level of a queen, but we double the damage when we're fighting as a team. Don't have to go solo, cause you're not alone. Together we are heroes. Yeah, we are unstoppable. Yeah, we winning right now. Taking all of them down to the ground. Together we are legendary heroes. Yeah, we are unstoppable. Yeah, we winning right now. Make the enemies down to your hero.
Fight of our lives, gotta survive. Welcome to 515. About to go live, party and die. We going savage tonight. Step in the spot with my crew. Together we're stronger than ever. You know how we do. Will we start your through? Victory's ours. I would have thought you knew. We're unstoppable. MVP defeat ain't optional. This ain't hard to do. Our team achieve the impossible. My whole squad is lit. Ain't gonna target that is hard to hit. Legendary when we rockin' it. Ain't no stopping this.
Got it, my mind, feeling like a sinner. Look at your eyes, I'm fighting like a winner. Triple killer, yeah. You know I deliver, yeah. I'm stealing your words like a criminal. Feeling this thing ain't personal. Taking it one at a time, being a beast in the world. Face just like an angel, but I beg just like a devil. That's what it is. So if you turn your back, I make sure I back. Every challenge, the level of a queen, but we double